Hi guys, this is George from AWT UK. And today we're going to be talking about the types of window film. As you can see today, it's an absolutely horrendous day, very muggy outside. So I thought I'd take the time to make a little educational video. This video is intended to be the first within a series of videos where I talk to you guys about window film and window film installations in general. Obviously types of window film is quite a broad topic and I thought it was a good place to start. So yeah, that's why I chose it for this particular video. When I tend to talk about window films, I'm in general referring to the polyester-based material, or PET, polyethylene tetras something. Anyway, I don't know the technical name for it, but it's besides the point. Essentially, it's a multi-layered material. So you have your laminated layers of polyester, you have your scratch coating on the outside, you have your adhesive layer on the inside, as well as your release liner. So what will happen is we'll peel the release liner, spray the film, spray the window, put the film on the window, squeegee the water out, and then obviously cut it to fit the frame. So I thought a good place to start would be solar films. Just because solar films are so popular nowadays, people want them for privacy, glare reduction, heat rejection, maybe they want to decrease the U value of their glass, protect their house from UV rays, which we'll go on to in a little bit. But essentially, when I'm referring to solar films, generally I'm referring to the type where one of the layers of polyester, it's got metal alloys deposited onto it, which essentially absorbs and reflects infrared light and visible light. In terms of styles, you've got your mirrored solar films, so that'll be like your silver 20, 35, 50. These have like a mirror-like appearance on the outside, and they're really popular. You've also got your neutral films. These are more like a tinted appearance, which is a bit more subtle and looking from the outside or from the inside. And then you also have your dual reflective films. So that's just a combination of the both. They're a little bit thicker. And so then you've got that tinted on the inside, and then you've got that excellent mirrored look on the outside. So within solar control films, you also get spectrally selective films. These films are essentially designed to help with heat reduction and slight glare reduction without blocking out too much visible light. And yeah, on films like this, they basically filter out mostly infrared radiation rather than visible light. So you tackle that instead, and that can just help reduce the amount of heat coming into your home significantly while still maintaining the appearance of your windows. But there is a cost to this. Spectrally selective films are a lot more expensive. Therefore, I don't always recommend them, just because sometimes you're better off using a lower percentage solar film. Another big one in the world of window films is security and safety film. These films have many layers, making them very thick, and they're essentially designed to either deter break-ins and prolong forced entry, or simply to hold the pane of glass together in the event of breakage in order to increase the safety of it. Once security and safety films are installed, we usually apply a wet glaze or a mechanical attachment system. What this does is it helps hold the film to the frame, so when forced entry or breakage of the film does occur, the pane doesn't simply fly out in one big piece. It's held to the frame, which would sort of defeat the point of having the film really, and probably make forced entry even easier. Nearly all polyester-based window films contain a UV inhibitor, and this can either be added to the adhesive or to the actual polyester itself. What this essentially does is it helps block up to 99% of UV rays, protecting your flooring, your furniture, your walls, your ceilings, anything within your house really. During my research, I also discovered that your skin can actually be damaged by UVA rays coming through your windows. Apparently they do a great job of blocking UVB rays, but UVA rays can still damage your skin. So that's why people who do a lot of driving, sometimes they see more skin damage on the right side, or if you guys are American, on the left side, because yeah, essentially they're still getting skin damage from the UV rays. So I just thought that'd be an important thing to note. For example, you can get your clear UV films. Essentially, all these are is they're just a clear, optically clear, completely optically clear film that has a UV inhibitor inside of it. This film is often called museum film because, you know, you stick it in a museum, then a bit of artwork for the 1500s, it's not going to get absolutely knackered from constant exposure to UV rays, and obviously you only get one of those. So yeah, it's really important. So frosted films are obviously a big one. In terms of their composure, they're slightly different because they're made of polyvinyl chloride. You can get polyester-based ones, but most of them are vinyl. It just makes them a little bit more malleable and different to work with. They have a paper release liner. But yeah, anyway, I won't go on about that. Basically, frosted films give you that 24/7 privacy. They can be put on bathroom windows, office partitions, the front of people's houses. They can be trimmed in ways so they're only covering a certain portion of the window that you don't want people to see through. Yeah, they come in a range of styles. Obviously, you got something like this opal frosted here, this silver etch. Maybe you want to go for that classic matte white look. It's hard to ignore. It's an all-time classic, so I had to mention it. Something I've never personally installed, but blackout films, they kill off 100% of natural light. So if you're a vampire, they're absolutely perfect. Yeah, they're great for anywhere like, I don't know, home cinemas, somewhere you're trying to do a film set, just anywhere really where you need to kill off all of that natural light. They're not everyone's cup of tea, obviously, and I would classify them as a specialist film because you don't really see them too often. It's also important to note that if they're installed internally, obviously they absorb a lot of heat because they're a darker colour, and it can cause stuff like thermal stress fractures, etc., etc. That can cause a lot of issues if your glazing is popping left, right, and centre. So, yeah. Sorry, I just thought I'd get into a hoodie quickly as it's freezing in here. The last bracket I'd put window films into would be decorative window films. These aren't really for functionality purposes. These are more just to look cool. They can help with things like privacy, obviously, because often you're distorting the view of whoever's looking into the space. You can get intricate designs, obviously your large format, stuff that's used in office spaces, like your optically clear. Obviously, you've got your custom made window film that you can get for residential spaces. It's not really something we typically install, but it's important to be noted. You can also get your coloured window films, so like you can get your emerald, your strawberry, your tangerine. This is something we can supply. And, if you got anywhere where you think it might be appropriate, then it's always worth a shout. Within this sort of bracket, I thought I'd pile in reeded window films as well. These are more of a privacy film, and they've become particularly fashionable over the past 2 to 3 years, I'd say. They mimic almost a fluted glass effect, which distorts vision from both sides. Obviously, fluted glass is banned in a lot of spaces because it's quite fragile and it can cause injury. So this is sort of a little workaround from that. And yeah, it looks great. It's quite effective at distorting vision, and it's sort of overtaking the place where frosted film would have been before. But it is expensive and it costs a pretty penny. So yeah, anyway guys, if you found this video helpful, then please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel loads. If you found any of the information to be wrong in this video, then please drop me a comment in the comment section. I'm always open to new ideas and opinions. So yeah, anyway guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.